want you to imagine yourself in a room with people that you have to work with. You look around, and all you see are faces filled with unfamiliar and awkward smiles. Silence is all you hear. But then somebody speaks up and says, let's start with some icebreakers. How about, if you could have any superpower in the entire world, what would it be? Now I want you guys to think about it and tell the person next to you. How many of you said that you would want invisibility or to read people's minds? A few of you probably said super strength, maybe even super speed. There's no wrong answer, and all powers do have their benefits. Personally, I would want super speed. You know, I love the Flash and everything that he can do, so much that I wear a Flash backpack to school every day. You know, being able to save the world while still getting my homework done and eating so much because my metabolism is so fast. Now, this is just a dream and probably won't ever happen, but what if I told you that I recently discovered my own superpower and unknowingly been living a life of a superhero? Now, it's not what you think. I'm not a high schooler by day and try and be someone else at night. I'm just always a superhero, or at least majority of the time. Now, what if I told all of you that you have superpowers and you can choose to live a life of a superhero? Before I reveal my secret identity and these powers, let me first ask you a somewhat tricky question. What classifies as a superpower? Is it some unnatural ability or something that can defy the laws of nature? Well, the powers that I talk about, I see it as three major categories. With the first one being that even though people don't recognize it, your talents are your superpowers. From things like cooking to sports, people like Gordon Ramsay, LeBron James, and even Stephen Curry all have their extraordinary abilities. But their superpower, their gift, is not their ability, but it's what they choose to do with it. Think about it like this. Why is it called a gift if it's not meant to be given to other people? I want you guys to remember that. Steph Curry, for example, he is the greatest shooter to ever touch human earth. But what makes him a superhero is the way that he has revolutionized the game and inspired countless others. But we all can't be like Steph Curry, and that is okay. Which brings me to my next point, the next category. Beliefs that can influence others is a superpower. Now, these are the people you often see in history and think, wow, that person is a superhero. People like Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, even Jeremy Lin. They have all used the power of their voice and their actions to change the way that history would unfold and inevitably help countless of individuals. I know hearing these names can be intimidating, and majority of us couldn't even imagine being able to amount to this level of superhero. And like point number one, that is okay. For me, when I was growing up, I never had any extraordinary abilities or beliefs. I kind of felt powerless and hopeless and believed that no matter what I did, I could never make a great impact. I was tired of living this life. So I tried to be a new me, a different person. And I pushed myself out of my comfort zone and joined student government. And I love it, being able to help plan large events, helping my peers with details, setting up decorations, and even being the student voice. So after 3 years, I thought this was my power, to be a leader. Yet, I've never really felt satisfied. Even though I did so much and I worked so hard, I never felt like what I was doing would make a great impact. It was not until the first semester of my senior year that I found my true power. Because during this time, I took a lot of time to reflect and meditate. Think about the person that I was and the person I wanted to be. I want to be someone that people remember, someone that leaves a legacy behind. So I think to the people that impacted me. The first people I thought of was my parents, both super loving and affectionate, who taught me what it means to be loved. but they also taught me that everybody deserves to be loved. So the first thing I want to be able to do is to love everyone. The next person I thought of was my sister, who is super loving and always somehow smiling. Even in her darkest days, and even in my darkest days, she'll always make me smile. So the second thing I want to do is to smile. And then the last group of people that I thought of was everyone that I met while at this school. From the upperclassmen who guided me, my peers who go through life with me, the underclassmen that I now take care of, and even the teachers that have taught me so many valuable lessons. They have all brightened every single one of my days. So number 3, brighten people's days. After reflecting on these 3 things, I realized something. I have been living a life where I love everyone, where I smile, and I do my best to brighten everyone's days. I have been living a life of a superhero because I have a power to be a light in this world. This brings me to my third category of superpowers, the little things. Majority of us in this room all have something small that we do that is our superpower. Something like saying hi to everyone that you see in the halls, making small talk with cashiers, or even going to different events and cheering for everyone. These small powers can make big impacts. So I use my powers through doing the little things, through smiling at everyone that I see, saying hi to people that I've never met, and always, always, always trying to fist bump anyone. Now, if you're contemplating whether or not you have your superpowers, don't worry. Let me first tell you how they can affect you and others. Your superpowers can make big changes. They can change someone's life without you ever even knowing. Now, if everybody could use their superpowers, then everybody could help everyone. I mean, wouldn't that be amazing? A world where everyone wants everyone to succeed and treats each individual with kindness. But that's probably not likely, or at least it'll take a very long time. But we, the people in this room, can be the start. Once we use our powers, other people will recognize the impact, and then it will spread and continue to spread. So we can be the change in this world. But your powers can also affect you. Once you find your power and use it once, you will understand how it makes you feel. It should bring within you a new sense of life. Personally, when I see someone smile or when they can be more of themselves because of the small thing that I do, it makes me feel on top of the world. It makes me so happy knowing that I can make an impact. And thus, since finding my power, my self-love and self-confidence have significantly gone up, and I never doubt my place in this world. So, your powers can not only affect others, but they can positively affect you. Now let me ask, what is your superpower? I hope you have all had a chance to think about it while I've been talking, but majority of you probably don't know yours yet, and that is okay. I want to be your guide to helping you find it. The first major thing is that I believe you cannot find your superpower unless you are willing to go against what is normal. I used to have social anxiety, so walking past my classmates every day was the norm, but I went against it, and I started talking to people I usually wouldn't and spreading my voice. You can't find your power simply by conforming to what society has created, as it's going to lead you to live an unoriginal and powerless life. In order to find your power, you have to be authentically you, because they are unique to each individual. Once you are willing to do this, then find yourself, which is not an easy task. But take time out of your day to meditate, reflect, think about the person who you are and who you want to be. Once you know that, then put yourself out of your comfort zone. Go outside, try a new sport, find a new hobby, talk to new people, challenge yourself. These are just a few ways to get yourself out of your comfort zone and into the growth zone. Once you are here, then continue to be yourself in these new environments and with these new challenges. That is when you will find your superpower. But sometimes your superpower may not be apparent to you, and it could take a long, long time. You could feel powerless and hopeless. But you have to trust that being yourself is the best that you can do, because it will lead you to understand what you can do as an individual. At the end of the day, all you can really do is trust the process. Look, I'm not trying to form the next line of superheroes or be the next Nick Fury to the Avengers, but because I want to bring awareness to how you can be a hero to yourself, to others, and to future generations. Everyone has a power, a gift, something that is meant to be given to others, one that you have to find within yourself. So, what is your superpower, and how will you use it to change the world? Thank you.